Thanks for watching the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Misericordia women's soccer and a team that made it to the Final Four last year in Division III. Head coach Mark Stauffer joining us right now. How's it going, Mark?
Fine, John. Thank you.
Well, a great year so far for Misericordia University, playing a tough schedule, as you always do, and trying to gear up for this MAC schedule. Let's talk first, Mark, about some of the teams that you've played in the last few weeks and how things have gone for Misericordia University.
We certainly set ourselves up to play extremely tough non-conference slate, so we're prepared when we get to the national tournament to that level of play. Two of our last four matches have been top 10 teams in Ithaca, who we beat last year in the Sweet 16, and Messiah, who we lost to in the National Final Four last year. We're prepared, and we're where we need to be, just getting ourselves ready to go into the conference slate starting this week.
Mark, where do you think you are between last year and this year at this time? Obviously, you graduated some very good talent. You replaced some talent. But as you mentioned, playing Ithaca last year and Messiah this year, did you feel a little bit more comfortable this year in playing them because maybe some of the ladies had that experience from last year?
Yeah, and I think it's just a confidence level. Last year we were playing well, but we weren't sure how good we were yet. And I think having last year under our belts and a lot of those players returning and having those experiences and now just playing top 10 teams are just another thing that we do. And the fact that we're now finally a top 10 team and we've been there consistently for a little over a year, I think just gives our girls that much more confidence to be able to step on the field and play their best no matter who we're stepping on the field against.
Mark Stauffer, the women's coach for soccer at Misericordia University. Mark, talk about this team this year. How many girls did you graduate from last year, and girls stepping up and trying to take their game to another level this year to make sure this tradition now that you've created over the years at Misericordia University continues to grow?
Yeah, we graduated a good group of kids last year, four of which started for us, but they were great leaders. And although we lost them through graduation, I think their leadership was taught through the team, and the whole team bought into what we were about last year as a group. So I think this group has really bought into how we got to where we were last year, and they're just continuing on with it. It certainly helped with our recruiting on the run that we had last year, and we've been able to bring in continuously good players, and we're looking to do that, and we're trying to finish up our class for 2014 as well, but it certainly helped from that standpoint.
Mark, any different approach for you for this season after the experience to get to the Final Four last year in San Antonio, Texas, or has it just been continuing to bang the drum and these girls have worked hard and try to get, again, back to there if that's possible?
Yeah, a little bit of that. I think probably the biggest thing that we've had to spend time talking about is just changing who we are from the standpoint of last year we were trying to upset some teams and trying to make a run. And this year it's kind of the target's on us in a lot of the matches that we're stepping into, and everybody wants to knock us off. So now it's just maintaining that level of confidence in our play and not worrying too much about outside things, just taking care of what we need to do. And but do win the matches, understanding that teams are going to play extra hard against us because it would be a great result for them if they got one.
We're talking with Mark Stauffer here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Mark, when you talk about the offensive production that you're getting this year, talk about who's scoring goals and who's dishing out the assists for you.
Yeah, one of the nice things we have this year is we're returning our entire center midfield. All four of our midfielders are back from last year, so that experience with Erin Roberts, Megan Lannigan, Caitlyn Boyle, and Alyssa Mocion is just huge for us. And not only do they score goals, but they're distributing the ball up top. And we have Erin McGreal, who's another big impact kid for us, who started every match playing up top, along with Megan Mahoney, a junior kid who's scoring a lot of goals for us too. I think that's one of the nice things we have this year is we just have a balanced attack. And when all those kids are clicking and our wing backs are getting forward, they can't really mark anybody out of a match because we have so many other people to step up and be able to make an immediate impact and go into goal. So, I say to our kids all the time that they can try to solve us for a little bit, but 90 minutes is an awful long time to solve all the kids we have running at them. And as long as they keep doing that and playing as a team, we're going to be successful.
How do you balance the schedule that you have in the sense of, you went through a few week period where you had a lot of those 1-0 games or a tie, and then, you come off a victory, maybe that's 7 or 8 goals to none. So, just making sure that you're getting other players in and pushing yourselves?
Yeah, and that's the nice part of it. We really, we know we can't make a run in the national title with 12, 13, 14 players. So we're going to need some of our kids who aren't getting a ton of time in real competitive matches. We need some of those kids to step up. And those games enable us the opportunity to get them in and give them some reps to see who's developing at the pace we're looking for and who's going to be able to step up in big matches for us and make a difference, whether it be specifically at their position or another position where we just see the need.
Well, we talked a little bit about offense. We talked about the depth on the bench. How about the defensive end? Because those are some of the players that you had to replace, and who's stepping up this year for you so far. And let's talk about your keeper as well.
Yeah, the two nice pieces there that we have, Nicolette Ruffler and Maureen Chickasani, our all-region goalkeeper, back for us. I think the team as a whole, just knowing that she's in the goal behind them, it gives them a sense of confidence, and they don't have to hesitate stepping the balls to win things. They just go and they just defend, and they don't worry about really what's behind them because they know she's going to take care of her own. We've had some kids really step up in the back and do well for us. Jess Buffa's playing the other center back position. Caitlyn Smith is a freshman wing back who stepped up, and she's doing some awesome things for us right now. And then Jackie Wheatley and Devin Simpson are getting quality minutes at the other wing back. And both of those players have had multiple starting experiences over the past year and plenty of playing time throughout the national tournament in the Final Four last year. So even though we've replaced some starters in those positions, we still have a ton of experience. And I think that's showing with our goals against right now.
Mark, let's talk about this weekend's opponent. It's a home game again for Misericordia University. Tell us who that opponent is and how the outlook is.
Yeah, this Saturday we have Manhattanville, another good side. I believe they won our conference 4 years ago. I believe it was, but they're going to be prepared. Every conference game's a battle, whether it's the top team or the number 8 team, and they're going to come in and they're going to play hard. And we're just going to try to focus on what we need to do and hold possession, maintain possession, and just get a rhythm started early in our match. And I think we'll create our own chances as we do that.
Well, I got to see your team play this past weekend, of course, at Misericordia University. Had a great effort there, a lopsided victory for your team, and get to see some of the girls off the bench get in and try to make a difference as well. And you mentioned that depth down the road, and the regular season ends in early November, and then the playoffs will begin. And how long could that run possibly go for this year's team?
Yeah, this year the National Final Four is in San Antonio, Texas again, just like it was last year, and it's over the weekend. I believe it's the 6th and 7th of December. So we were just talking about it as a team last night after training that we're only about halfway through our season right now where we want to be. So we look at our season in 3 blocks. We look at it as the early part, the non-conference slate, the mid part, which is our conference slate, and then our postseason one. And if we're doing what we need to do, we're going to put a good 5 weeks together in November and the first week of December to set ourselves up for an opportunity of making a run at something good.
Well, great things are happening at Misericordia University with the women's soccer program, and I know you're excited about this MAC conference run that the women on the team are going to put together here between now and the beginning of November. And then, of course, we hope the playoffs go well for Misericordia University. Mark, thank you so much for taking some time out and joining us, and best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Sean. We're excited about it.